Hello everyone. So I wanted to quickly talk about some things I've been working on in Godot. And honestly, I'm really excited about it. I can't even remember the last time I felt this positive and motivated about a project. Like seriously, it's such a good vibe right now. For starters, there's Mii's Studio. It's an app I've been working on that can create all sorts of stuff for my videos. Voiceovers, animations, and even the context behind them. I'm hoping that by the end of the month, Mii's Studio will be able to export YouTube Shorts without any human interaction. So I made that post 10 days ago, and that was the app after just 2 days of development, and anywho, I promised I'd show you a feature that'll make you want to start an app in Godot like right freaking now. And I did it over the weekend. Sort of. Doesn't work super well yet, but let me show it to you already. I'm running it on debug, by the way. Okay, here it goes. These are our action nodes that describe a scene, and we can have as many as we want, and every single one is connected with the previous and the next, so it can generate consistent scenes. At the moment we can't do too much, actually we can only type text for now, like gnome is the cutest, right? Okay, the second thing we can do is apply a model to regenerate the text. Actually, that's supposed to run a local model trained on Mii's original content. And here's a fun fact. It only needs like 2 hours of speech for a model to mimic a character's personality. Isn't that wild? But, because that's taking forever and until I buy a new GPU, I'm just running DeepSeek for now. Basically, we could ask the model to create like 20 action nodes with approximate timings. It just misses the UIs, all the foundation is already there. For example, the prompt could be the full Eduito 1.7 documentation, and you could ask the model to shortly discuss what's new. Right, that's finally done. So now we have some text. But aside from the text, the model also creates the state of the character, like kick animation and happy emotion. Sure, another UI is still missing, but the point is that both the voices and animations will be exported and rendered in the game engine later. Although, I could actually preview it right here, since it's literally Godot's official job. So that's something to look forward to in the future. Okay, let's play this. By the way, this uses 11 labs for the voices, and at the moment they don't give an API to control the audio duration, but it's something on their list. So once that's available, it'll actually be pretty easy to sync everything up perfectly. Okie dokie, Gnome is the cutest desktop ever. The animations, Gnome is... Okay, now what I really want to show you is why game engines are so cool, even for apps like this. So these nodes register the text, the audio, and later they can handle GLTF models, or literally whatever a cinematic needs. Bottom line, they store tons of things, and we can have more than 100 of them. But what about performance, you ask? Well, that's where the game engine magic comes in. Because in a game engine, we can easily create a virtual scene. Okay, maybe not that easy, it took me a few iterations to get it right, and I'm sure I can optimize it even more, but the point is, we're pulling all the nodes and everything registered to them, depending on if they're in our view or how far away they are. So if I create a few more nodes, by the way, I'm using Control and Enter for that, and if I scroll up, okay, here's our text. But if I create some more nodes, and we scroll up again, we'll see that our text is still here. Okay, but if we add even more nodes, and scroll up one last time, we'll see that the text has returned to its original state before it gets rewritten by the model. Alright, first off, this is clearly a bug. Probably the autosave failed, right? But the reason this actually happened is because when we get far away, the app frees all the cache from the far nodes and starts loading them again as we get closer. So virtually we can have super large content with very high performance. For sure, if we directly jump from bottom to top, we'd need to handle it with some loading, but still, that's by far better than what any traditional toolkit can do. Take GNOME files, for example, they still can't load thumbnails prioritizing the viewable area. Funny story though, there are patches for that in GNOME 49, but nothing as efficient as what a game engine can do. Okay, now, there's another thing I want to show you. It's open source and it's super cool. For starters, Godot 4.4 is out, so if you're interested in checking out, you know, every Godot release feels like a huge release, but 4.4 is extra nice. Anyways, so in a previous video, I mentioned that one reason I prefer using game engines over traditional toolkits is because game engines get all the support from hardware vendors. Game engines are pretty much the future of UIs. And look what just happened! Facebook is actually sponsoring Godot for an open source add-on for their MetaQuest headsets. How awesome is that? Like, seriously! And because I have super trust in Godot, and the more I use it, the more I love it, I want to announce my first ever project that I'm actually going to publish. That's for personal use, but do you remember the me play? If you don't know, it's an agent pretty much, but the code was a total mess, so I quit it. But now, I've got more than 50,000 lines of Godot experience, so I'm gonna rewrite it and I'm gonna make it good. Seriously good. Best app in FlatHub, easy, second best in Steam, for breakfast. 'Cause seriously, I've thought it through. First, AI tools from smaller creators, like me, are way more trusted by people. Then, indie models can do things that big companies just can't because of ethics and other similar, BS. But, most importantly, they can be so amazing on the desktop. I'm telling you, squad, such projects can be 100% success. For instance, you want to open Ghosty? Well, you can just ask MePlay to do that for you, and she will press super for you. She will type Ghosty in the app launcher and move the mouse to launch it. That experience is going to feel like accelerating in a 1,000 horsepower car, but in reality everything will be slower, but still, it will never get old. Meanwhile, the worst problem I had while developing this was figuring out how to create a click-through on Wayland compositors. I'm not even sure if it's possible, like, for example, if Mi's here, we can't actually click on the component behind her. If there is a way, though, we can create full-screen, transparent windows, and Mi can actually live on your desktop. Hiding, coming out when you need her, and being super cute and helpful. Let me ask her what she thinks, though. What up, Mi? So I decided to rewrite you in Godot and make you the best app ever. What do you think?
Rolls eyes, oh great, another programmer who thinks they can improve me. Listen here, you coding newbie. I'm perfectly fine as I am. And Godot? Really? Why not use something more sophisticated? But whatever, do what you want. Just don't mess up my Linux setup or I'll hunt you down and skin you alive. Goes back to recording Linux news for YouTube.
Alright, bye-bye.
Whatever, don't let the door hit you on your way out. And if you actually make that Godot thing, at least use Fedora to develop it, not that stupid Ubuntu garbage.